Welcome back to class. You're still here in week 2, which means I haven't managed to scare you off yet. And I thought I would take a moment to talk to you about the class theme, which is the power of fear. Um, I like to structure my classes around a theme because it ties all the things that you do in class together, and I think that's important in how you engage in the class and how you enjoy the class. Just a little background into the method of my madness. Fear. So why did I pick this particular topic? I felt that this was a really good time to talk about fear. We kind of are living in a time of uncertainty, of economic fear, of the unknown, and a lot of us might be feeling very anxious and fearing things to come, and where we are in our life, and whether or not we're stable financially and personally and professionally and all of those things. So it now seemed to be a really good time to examine one of the more basic emotions that everyone feels. So why these 3 texts? Well, for me, I picked them. I read many of your comments and saw that you were surprised about the graphic novels. And I think graphic novels are a really good way to really focus in on the details of writing. The word choice is very important in a graphic novel because the author doesn't have a whole lot of room, and it really forces you to look at the details frame by frame. Because as I mentioned before in the video, if you just read the words and don't look at the graphics, you're going to miss half the story. So there's reasons why I picked graphic novels. The other reason being the stories. We're going to start reading V for Vendetta this week, and you'll see that fear is a main theme of that particular graphic novel. And obviously the graphic novel Batman's a character that uses fear almost as a weapon. So you will see reoccurring themes and similar character traits in all 3 novels, and those are the things I want you to look for. How does fear control the main character, or does the main character control his or her fear? And those are things that you want to look for while you're reading the text. And then finally, during this class, I want you to really think about your own fears, because although it's a writing class, we can do other things as well, and writing about your fears is what you're going to be doing for your first essay, which is a narrative essay. I think it's important for you to think about your fears in terms of understanding them and being able to better deal with them. There's always this pressure and idea that you have to conquer your fears. You have to conquer your fears. And somewhat easy to do if, say, if you're afraid of snakes, and so you put yourself in a position where you hold snakes every day for 2 weeks, and you kind of get over it. But what if your fear is intangible? What if you fear death? It's not like you can practice that. What if you fear failure? How do there are things in your life that'll affect you, and fears that you have that you can't really practice to get around being more comfortable with them. So the goal is to kind of examine your own fear, see where they're rooted in, and then figure out how they control you if they do, or how they're affecting the decisions you make, and then how to better kind of situate yourself in your life so that they're not controlling the decisions that you make so much. That's a major goal. If you can do that, you've managed to conquer something in life that most people can't. So it's not about conquering your fear, it's about understanding it, and being able to live a productive life even though you have them, because everybody has them. So that's what the theme of this class is all about. And as you read the text, I think you'll start to understand why those 3 particular books were picked and how they kind of reflect each other. So as you're reading them, pay attention to the main characters, how they deal with fear, how fear is a character in the novels, and how it's treated by the authors. And you'll start to see similar themes all the way through 3 works. Like I said, this week you're going to start thinking about your narrative essay. It's due by the end of week 3. Is that right? Yeah, I think it's right. And you'll read all about that in this folder. So that's all for now. But I did want to tell you that Assistant Professor Jackson is sitting behind me. And I'm going to swivel the camera around so you can see him, because since I made you know his name and type it in there, I thought he should say hi to you as well. So we're going to see if we can get Assistant Professor Jackson on the screen. There he is. Say hi, Jack. That's Assistant Professor Jackson. He'll be handling the class when I'm not here. All right. Good enough? Right. Like, if you're going to make little videos, they at least should be somewhat entertaining, right? Okay. Enjoy the novel, enjoy the class, and I hope you get a lot out of it. I'll be back again next week.